Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick update on my Helix that I've been working on. This is an overall look of my layout on Xtract CAD 4.23b, which is the newest edition. And here is a shot of my Helix, which was designed on this program. Overall square is 5 by 5 feet. The outside radius is 27.875, inner radius is 25.125, and that gives me a spacing between center lines of 2.75 inches, which is actually pretty good. Auto racks go up there, double stacks go up there, and even the new Athearn Big Boy goes up there on the outside radius. So I'll take you over to the Helix and I'll go ahead and show you what I got going on over there. Okay, so here's the outside view of the Helix. Standing in the aisle space. West Chicago Metro Station, the backdrop I put up. And then the Helix so far leaves the staging yard and goes 3.5 turns to West Chicago, and then it's going to be another 3.5 turns to exit into the next level to be built, which is Ashton. So I've been in the process of laying the cork down, laying the track down. Pretty tedious, but so far so good. Pretty happy with the way this is turning out. You can see the frame down there, the 5 by 5 foot frame that I've made. Those are all the pieces that were pre-cut for the Helix. And then the box is full of the spacing blocks, which are all those right in here. Alright. I'll go ahead and I'll take you on the inside in the mole hole, I call it, and I'll show you here in just a minute what's going on inside there. Okay, so access to get into the Helix is right underneath here. That's West Chicago and staging yard. So you just have to kind of crawl under to get in here. And then once you stand up, we're actually inside the Helix. This is the exit to Global 3 Intermodal Yard, which is down there. And up on the top up here is going to be Clinton, Iowa, Global 3. And this is all new construction right here that I've been working on. I'm going to need a stool pretty soon. Starting to get up there. And that's where I've ended. So I've actually biscuit cut each ends with number 10 biscuits. I glue those in, and then all the blocks have been pre-cut. They're down here, all these blocks, and that's what gives me my spacing in between levels. So those get glued down, and once that's glued down before the glue dries, I go ahead and countersink and drill the screws in with a little more glue on the top, glue down the middle. And then once that's down, I draw my center line, which is pretty easy to do. I got this old little plastic T-square, and I've measured out the hole for the outside radius and then the inside radius, and that goes on the outside, and I just kind of follow along, and that gives me my center line for my cork. And it just kind of goes along just like this. You can see how that works. And then the outside radius, same idea, and I just use a fine tip permanent marker, just a Sharpie, but it has a very fine tip. And I drilled small holes, and that goes right inside the hole, and then I just trace it all the way around. And that gives me my center line for my cork. Keeps everything pretty uniform all the way around. And then there's some track. Now I'm not gluing the track down in my Helix. Did a lot of research on this, and where I live out here in New England, there's a lot of expansion contraction. My layout's in my basement. The temperature swing down here can be pretty drastic, especially from the winter months to the summer months. The humidity level changes. So what I decided to do was take some 4 5/8 inch, number 4 5/8 inch flat head Phillips screws. And number 8 washers, just flat washers. And I just kind of strategically spaced those wherever I thought they were needed. They fit right down in between the rails really nicely. And it holds everything, but things can still move. So my entire Helix almost breathes like a rib cage. If you think about a rib cage, it expands and contracts as you breathe. Well, my Helix kind of does the same thing. And this first 4 levels of this Helix have been up here now for well over 2 years. All the track is soldered together for one continuous run. I solder the inside and the outside of each rail while it's straight, and then when I put it in, it gives me a nice smooth radius, and there's no kinking. And so the past couple years that this has been in here, I haven't had any operational problems whatsoever. No kinking, no buckling, nothing like that. And I've been through 2 seasons, 2 winters down here now. But you can see the screws under there. I just kind of placed wherever I thought I needed something to keep the spacing correct. And then the feeder wires get soldered in as I build. So I just used 4 different colors. A red, a yellow, a black, and a green. And these are still yet to be hooked up. But everything's going to run right down the center. Alright, well, what I'll do here is I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and run a train up the Helix for you. So if you want to keep watching, I'll run a train up from staging all the way into West Chicago. See how smooth this works. Alright. Okay, so here's a Norfolk Southern SD7EM and Union Pacific Heritage unit, the Rio Grande unit. 1989 is the road number. And 34 loaded coal cars sitting on track 9. 34. They wrap all the way around to the other end of staging. And there's the end down there, right behind where the dispatcher is. So there's no distributed power, there's no power on the end of this train, just 2 locomotives. We'll go ahead and start up 2713, and we'll go ahead and take it up the Helix. We've entered the first loop of the Helix. Now the train's about ready to go over itself on the first turn. Huh. So neat. The entire train is now in the Helix. So 2 locomotives, 34 loaded coal cars. Are now traversing the Helix. And we're going to bring the train to a complete stop in the Helix. So the entire train is now inside the Helix. And without any wheel slip, we'll go ahead and start back up and continue up the Helix. The grade on this is just under 2.5% grade. And there's the 3.5 turns, and we're going to be coming into West Chicago Yard. Oh, sorry about the pause there, but I still have a power feeder to put in on that stopgap. If there's the coal train exiting the Helix into West Chicago Yard. and another power feeder that needs to be installed. But anyway, folks, there you have it. That's how my Helix works. 5 by 5 foot base, just under 28-inch outside, a little over 26 inside radius, 2.75-inch spacing, and I still got another probably 3 turns to add. Alright, well, thanks for watching.